Calling you a radical. This is historic and important shit. All hands on deck. All hands on deck. This is real important. So today at 1:30 Eastern Apathy time. So that's 12:30 centrally located, shooting into fucking space. 11:30 Mountain Meadow Massacre time. 10:30 a.m. Pacific Genocide time. This is an important historic press conference we'll be giving at the White House. Sliding with Biden. Now, what's so important about this? Biden full well knows about the cover-up of Fukushima. This is the exact same day, well, yesterday, that ABC, one of the kingpins of the cover-up of Fukushima, has reported that the United States, this is coming from the NRA, the Nuclear Regulatory Authority in Japan, finally got in there. 6 years they did not go in there. Who was blocking them? The IAEA, who I protest. I talked to the head of the IAEA multiple times. And we talked to him and he says, "You're really going to go to Fukushima? We'll kill you." He went to Fukushima. Within a year he was dead of cancer. Abi's dying of cancer right now. Beau Biden died from having depleted uranium, white phosphorus. That's nuclear waste all over our place. And you know, Kamala Harris's mom, who I knew, the cancer research PhD at Livermore. So this is important. So why it's so important? Not Obama speaking, excuse me. Not Trump, excuse me, the twinners. Sliding with Biden, Gina McCarthy. I stood right there up here. The building's tore down now. We had a RADNET dish up there. I stood there on March 12th, 2011. I watched them tear out the RADNET dish. Now, what's RADNET? Now, this is important historical stuff. They need to learn how to spell czar. She's going to be the climate czar? Really? We're going to be imperialist, okay? Czar spelled with a T, not with a C. Gina McCarthy. So, stay with me. Gina McCarthy was head of RADNET. RADNET was bolstered giant after the fearmonger complex of 9/11. It's a radiation detection network across the United States to detect a nuclear meltdown, a dirty bomb, any nuclear fallout. You know, they're going to use the sniffer plane and the helicopters over the Super Bowl, but they won't use them. So, who was head of RADNET? Gina McCarthy. Gina McCarthy was head of RADNET. They crashed RADNET. I physically watched them tear down. I videoed it. Put it online. They took it down. I was walking the coast of California dying in 2013, 14, 15. I physically watched them use monitor systems, come in on black ops operations at 4 o'clock in the morning, cleaning up the debris from Fukushima. You know, put up videos, take them down. So Gina McCarthy, at the time, Barbara Boxer's office was head of the environmental committee. Barbara Boxer's office, she called, they consulted with me over and over. They called for congressional hearings on Fukushima and Sinonofri. It was simultaneously happening. I was due to speak. They pushed it underground. That's when Kevin Blanch was classified. That's when Fukushima was classified. Now think about this. So, Gina McCarthy, Barbara Boxer, she's going crazy. She's head of the committee. Wyden was head of the other committee. Wyden went to Fukushima, Japan multiple times. Reported to Congress. Much worse than we ever thought it was. He won't talk. I used to talk to him all the time. I was the guy in those days. So Gina McCarthy then becomes head of the EPA. Lisa Jackson, that derelict criminal. So people are going crazy. The crux of a lot of what put Trump in the White House was the Obama cover-up of Fukushima, because I'm the guy that leaked out all those emails. I have the retracted emails. Hillary's emails off the server were all Fukushima. I need to, don't go outside. Make sure you take them and the ones that are out there. I've seen the retracted ones. Then Trump gets in, meets with the bees, the first one. The first person he met with was Abbey. He's dying of cancer right now. Met with him 18 times. Blackout, what do you think they were talking about? The Fukushima, the greatest cover. So ABC's reporting today that the NRA goes in there. The IAEA was blocking, and they finally get in there. That's the Nuclear Regulatory Authority in Japan. Gets in there after 6 years, it says, read what it says. 90,000, 90, oh God, literally 90,000 tons of freaking waste all over. Haven't got touch of the cores, and they just come right out and says it's all a cover-up. They also go on, NRA in Japan goes on to say that the United States media and the Trump and Obama administration are the culprits for the cover-up. Hello, I wonder where you heard that 9 million thousand times on freaking YouTube. So, one of you, now I'm just going to ask. A lot of media knows me, a lot of media, they've interviewed me. When I was in D.C., I got interviewed by thousands of media. Just one of you fucking ask. What about Fukushima? It's being reported today by ABC News, who put the fake footage up, that it's not under control and it's out of control. What about that, Gina McCarthy? One thing with Gina McCarthy, you know, remember Trump's EPA, Scotty Pruitt, was in Morocco getting back. He doesn't even know what Fukushima. David Vitter became, after Barbara Boxer's office went into Allison McFarland when she was head of the the NRC, it's called here, the Nuclear Rally and Cheerleaders. She went in. Remember, she kicked her out of her office, told them to get the fuck out. When Barbara Boxer's office went in with full subpoena power. It's an unbelievable story. The only person that confronted Allison McFarland was Kevin Blanche. But I'll tell you what, I'd take her over Kathleen. The one we had now, the new scale queen, the SMR queen. By the way, I want to use the baseball metaphor. It's important because I think it's real important. That freaking madman, psycho case, steroid goon, Kurt Schilling's a lunatic. But don't you think it's irony? Barry Bonds might be the greatest baseball player in history, but he was juicing with Balco. The voters aren't about to let him in. Do you know the class of 2020, 21, 2020 Hall of Fame voted? No Balco babies in. I think it's a story. So, one of you journalists, please, I'm just asking. You're right there at the press conference. Just say, Gina McCarthy, you were head of RADNET when Fukushima happened. You tore down RADNET. You were head of the EPA. Fukushima's out of control. Now, our private that we built, you know, Bob Nichols has done such a fantastic job with that. We built private ones. I mean, that's my post-ignorance army that did that. And we've reported this data off the hook. They're going to give the press conference on climate change. Fukushima is acute radical climate change, which I call it FU12. I mean, it's hot, hot, hot. This has never happened. And this acute radical climate change that happened over the last 10 years. I mean, this is the greatest ecological catastrophe in human history. More animals and species have collapsed and died in the past 10 years than the previous 2 million years combined. Pacific Ocean dies, stock market makes all-time highs. Just ask her, please. I'm just asking you. One of you. I'll get to her and ask her. It's only a matter of time till I do it. Of course, YouTube will give me, it'll get 312 freaking views. You know, squash me, circle me in. Greatest PhD in human history. I asked Mitt Romney right there about Fukushima. Asked John Huntsman about Fukushima. Asked Dirty Herbie, Governor Herbert about Fukushima. I've asked them all. I asked Trump about Fukushima. Ask Bernie Sanders about Fukushima. I've asked them all. So, just one of your reporters, this is a story, and we have to, as a post-ignorance project, asymmetric to the Manhattan, we have to hammer away that nuclear energy is radical climate change. I mean, Fukushima, the debate ended on March 11th, 2011. The debate's fucking over. The debate's over. End of fucking argument. Nuclear's the dirtiest, filthiest, nastiest, dirty, filthy, stinking, nightmarish, fucking deadly hell in the history of mankind. So, somebody just ask her, how come you crashed right now? How come you were ahead of the Obama thing? And by the way, Trump's administration was even worse. And I didn't think it was possible, but they were. Will Biden, in the name of Beau Biden, Kamala Harris is sitting right next to me in those hearings when I'm going off. Kamala Harris' mother, who I knew, at Livermore, yep, the nuclear lab, the cancer research PhD. She died of cancer. That's what everybody does at these nuclear labs. I'm right in the belly of the beast. This is Utah Construction that built Chalk River, the first nuclear. This is it. I'm here. This is the belly of the beast. This is the Nuclear Energy Time Syndicate University. Blackball me in the name of Fawn McKay Brody. Stand tuned. Ask her. Ask her. Just ask her. Somebody say the F word. Stand tuned.